Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Welcome to Tuesday. We love Tuesday.
Do we love Tuesdays?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Monday is like a good day.
That's because we're off on Mondays.
Monday's the day of rest.
Mondays are the good days.
Yes. Monday's the day I don't do anything.
Tuesdays are like manic Mondays on steroids.
Yes, I feel that.
Yes. Yes.
Well, welcome back, Jamie.
Welcome. Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm used to welcoming everybody else back.
Yeah.
I'm not used to being the one that gets welcomed
Yes.
back.
Jamie just came back from her celebration of 1 year
Yes.
of being with her lovely husband.
Being married. It was
Yeah.
fun. It was a lot of fun. I love Hilton Head. Highly recommend it to anybody who has not been there. Fantastic, quiet getaway. I understand why everybody raves about it because, like, I mean, literally it's an island. Like, do you guys remember? Well, you guys probably don't. Do you guys remember? I give up. Just send me back. Do you remember that show on Nickelodeon in the like mid '90s called Gullah Gullah Island?
Oh, okay.
It was about a little family, and there was like this giant puppet frog that came up to visit.
Oh, yeah.
His name was Gullah. Well, like that's the history of Hilton Head. It's Gullah Island. Like, so now I like have to do research to figure out if that show is like based there.
Oh, I'm thinking of HR Puffin stuff.
That's a decade before that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, those are some fun,
Yeah.
fun flashbacks. Back when Lucky Charms still had their original like marshmallows.
Yes.
Yeah.
The good kind.
Yeah.
That were like actually big sizes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now they're shrunk.
Yes.
Inflation.
Mhm.
So, what were like 3 things that you took away from that? Like what?
That vacations need to happen more often than once every 4 years. Definitely. That it is worth taking the time to take a break. They say that they have thousands of alligators on that island. I did not see a single alligator the entire time that I was there. So I don't know where all the gators are.
They were on strike.
They went away.
They were on strike.
And what's the other thing? With today's modern technology, you do not have to hire a photographer for your beach photos. I saved like $250 doing my own selfies, so that's great.
You know, when I went to back when I decided to book a 11-day like resort thing, if you have a chance to just do it yourself, had such a better time doing the stuff myself there. There were people on the actual beach that were taking your pictures, which was super cute until they mistaken me and one of the girls that had just got married as a couple. To which I looked at them and I said, "You really need this money, don't you?" But she and I like became like really good friends. Like I still follow her on social media. And then there was also the danger of people that are taking your picture actually may not be taking your picture. They actually may be like setting you up to be stolen.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So,
good. Not good, but.
I was like, well, you know, 50-50 chance I'm going to have a good time. But joke's on them if they think they're getting money to get me back here. It was during COVID. They're going to send me back no matter what. So, and then what did like, was there like something that you and your husband did that was like memorable?
Oh my god, so my favorite thing, have you guys ever heard of mud pluff? Pluff mud?
No.
Coolest stuff ever. So let me tell you about this pluff mud. It is, so basically when you go out into like the marsh area, so where we were at, we were on the corner of the island right where the ocean meets like one of their inner ports. And so right there along the coast, it's different than a beach coast because you have like the grasses and stuff that start growing. So we, like right outside of where our condo was, were clam beds. Like clam beds everywhere. And so every time you went out there were like oyster and clam shells all over the beach. And what's cool about it is it's not like a normal beach where, you know, the tide comes in and out, but you still just have like that beachfront. It like goes out. I mean, like way out to where when the tide comes in, there's no way you'd be able to get out as far as you can go in the morning. And so between where the main beach is and where like that tide recedes out to where you can go out in the morning, where like the grassy like clam beds are, as you're walking, you'll just kind of like be walking, and then you'll like sink down into a hole. And that's where like there's this pluff mud. And so basically what happens and what this is created out of is, so the grass that's there, these little tiny like bacterial microbes are like breaking down the decaying grass from the water, and it turns it into like this black silt material that is like a clay. And so that's like all the soft spots that you start like sinking down. But the fun part is apparently it like travels somehow. And so as you're walking along the beach, you'll find like all of these like grayish black like clumps, and it's the pluff mud, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And then the other cool thing that happened while we were there is we were right at the end of turtle nesting season. And so when you go out in the mornings when the waters are sheeted out, you can see all of the dug spots where the turtles have come up at night and laid their eggs. Stupid amounts of like turtle holes, like everywhere. I mean, they're like this big, they get even bigger. It's cool. So yeah.
That's so neat.
Yeah, that was a cool thing. Was getting to see that.
Save the turtles. Save the turtles. Drink biodegradable straws that break down in your drink.
And I am proud to say that I was not the one that got injured on this trip. Usually there's always an injury that happens when we go on trips. And this time it was Quinn. He sliced his foot open in the climb beds.
You know, I was going to ask if that happened because I do remember like reading something that you have to wear like protective foot gear. Yeah. And that makes sense.
Shredded the whole side of his foot up. He's jumping out in the water because he was fishing, and so he started jumping in the water, and I was like, "You sliced your foot, didn't you?" And he was like, "Yeah, I sure did." And he comes out and there's just blood like draining off his foot, and as he's like sitting there because like he refused to like put anything on it, there was like a puddle of like blood on his foot. I was like, "You should probably go take care of that." Yeah.
At least you came back unharmed. Your tan looks great.
Oh, thanks.
Speaking of things that are great, so I just finished our RSVP invite that will be going out to our guests with, you know, the time, the date, the address, all the good stuff, and a few questionnaires for everyone to answer to see how we can better like keep everything moving at a professional and speedy pace.
Because if you know us and if you've been in the salon, you know that we can lose track of what we're doing very easily.
We all have ADHD, and only one of us is medicated.
Oh, that's a fun game.
Do you think I'm able to agree on this? Well, I mean, there's some sort of I don't know. That's the next segment. But so that will be going out hopefully within this week.
Yes.
And what else?
Some of the challenges we're going to work on for people are, you know, learning how to get that blowout. The blowout that nobody ever can figure out how to do because, I mean, let's be honest, it was not created for somebody to do on themselves.
Yeah.
It wasn't. We don't break you the right way.
Yeah, and I actually watched like a little tutorial on how like another stylist was instructing their guest on how to achieve that blowout. So I did see some of the things that, I mean, personally, I know my clients may have a little bit of a like issue with, especially if they're not like ergonomic, big word of the week, with round brushes.
Yes.
And then of course, focusing on product knowledge and what products to use, so that you can use 6 products of Euphoria and it not feel heavy. Sometimes people only have the ability to do like 1 or 2. So it's really like optimizing the time in the bathroom on the times that they don't have necessarily a lot of time to get ready. And then of course I've got that inspo pic from my bride's eye that I did.
She was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Like we were like messaging each other back and forth like throughout the whole entire like I feel like I was part of the wedding.
Oh, how nice.
Like I was out with my friends and she's like, oh my gosh, I was like, did you make it down the aisle? Like, and she's like, my hair held up. So, and she was really fun. When I walked in, she was right behind me, and I don't think I've ever seen a bride dance around in her seat, like, with excitement, so that was fun.
That's exciting.
If you're not a 10 on that level about to get married, then push it off to the next year. Maybe they're not the one. Who knows?
That's true. I can feel that. When I was getting my makeup done for my wedding, I love my makeup artist. He's one of my clients. He's fantastic. Highly recommend him to anybody as well. You know, if they just need somebody, you know, on the fly. But he did such a great job. But it was so funny because like about an hour in, I was getting so antsy because I was like, oh my God, this is taking forever. Like, how many layers do we have to do? Like,
Oh yeah.
there's more. Like, and then there's more. And like, my makeup took longer than my hair. And I had intricate hair. I did. I had to have one of those like bun foam forms and everything.
And that's like a really great like topic to touch on, because one thing that she and I actually communicated is she does not wear a lot of makeup, and she won't wear a lot of makeup. She's like, I just do not want to feel like my face can't breathe. And you know, some of these girls, some of these people, they like to dip a foundation in a roller brush and put it on. And I don't know about you, but when I'm working and I have makeup on, I don't want to feel like if I sweat, my eyebrow is going to be below my chin.
Correct.
So, like a lot of the trendier makeup tips that I'm finding out, they're really not practical for people that, you know, don't necessarily wear makeup. And that's where I see a lot of people with like skincare and kind of those quick like makeup looks go like, oh, you know, they look fine in the bathroom light with that orange like 3200 watt bulb, and then they walk out and it's like, oh, well, I think I voted for you on RuPaul's Drag Race still.
You know, and here's the thing about makeup is like, I feel like it, honestly, I don't know what the history of makeup is. We should look that up. That could be an episode just talking about the history of makeup. But like, I don't think it was created for people to create a whole new face. It was created to accentuate and enhance. I mean, and also let's really be realistic. Truth be told, it was probably originally created to be war paint and like, you know, give you like strength to go into battle and stuff. So if you look at it that way, it's really, really, really cool. But like, so that's my ick about modern makeup is people, you see so many videos out there of like these individuals and you're like, oh, what are they gonna do? And then they like do the flip and you're like, there's no way that's them.
There's so much filter. There's so much filter and stuff that goes out there that, like, I was listening to a model. I forget what her name is, but she talked about how like there wasn't a lot of touch-ups. Like they're like, yeah, of course they accentuated and stuff. They like would take their belt and they would cinch their waist back and they would put like a Coke cans behind their like back to give them that like hourglass. I was like, what? Okay. I mean, I've saran wrapped myself before, but okay. And she was like, there wasn't a lot of like, oh my gosh, we'll just touch it up later. Now she's like, a button goes missing on her shirt, they'll just retouch it. If your makeup doesn't look perfect, they'll just retouch it. It's like so many people are getting so much retouching in our industry. It does make our job harder because you don't know if that's really the shade of blonde or if that's lighting, or if that's really the like foundation or contouring, or if that's just shadowing. You know, and me as 35, you know, that's been doing this for 10 plus years, I've seen so many trends that are cute, not so cute, and a blended, you know, that maybe y'all's generation, like coming up in it, you know, it's more expressive, is what I'm saying. But I'm also saying like, expression sometimes has its limitations. You know, like, but, I mean, you're trying to get like a $600,000 loan with, you know, little ghosts and like fairies on your eye. Sometimes people don't take you seriously. So just kind of focusing on looks that can be very for your modern day business person, but then can transfer back into that. So
fantastic. I hope we have a good turnout. I'm excited about it.
I think we will. It's one of many that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, trial run.
So if you get your RSVP, why is that always so hard to say? Do you have to remember all the letters?
RSVP.
If you get your invitation to Style Night, please respond, especially if you're going to come. And if you're going to come, mark those interest boxes so that, you know, if we have, say, a lot more people who are interested in one thing over another, that we may shift it that way and that become more of our focus that night, because we don't want to waste your time if you're coming out to visit us, so that we can help you guys. So
exactly. Or combine services.
Exactly.
I saw this very cute, like, upstyle that kind of was a take on, it was like braids, curl, it was a French twist. I was like, oh my gosh, that's like everything, and it wasn't that hard, but I can see someone like getting very overwhelmed because there's several different steps. And I think that that's what our main focus is breaking down these steps and being like, you can do A and B and still get to like Z. Just do this when you do A and B, and then forego all the other stuff.
Well, because so many times you watch those YouTube tutorials and you get to like step 3 and you're like, you know what, I don't have time for this. Like, I don't have the energy, I don't have the motivation, I'm just gonna like forward and skip ahead. And then you get to the end to like the final step that you were waiting for, but you have no concept of how they got there because you missed all the in-between steps. So,
oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, think of this as like the footnotes for styling.
Yep, so just a little recap. RSVPs are going to be going out this week. That's a goal that we could all get on board with.
Style night is November 16th.
Yep, at 7:30.
Here
Here
in the
It's a
salon
lovely location.
with these lovely hosts.